Kanye just released his new album Vultures, and I guess this is a confirmation that he has now entered his official villain arc. He's trying to be everything that his fan base hates. And I posted about this. On one of his songs called Carnival, he openly blasphemes in the lyrics, despite having converted to Christianity and making this new priority of having clean and wholesome lyrics. It's full of sexual profanity and swearing, which is one thing when it comes to rap music. That's something that you would expect. But this lyric is really kind of crazy. He says, "I'm the new Jesus, bitch." This is from Carnival. I don't want to read all of the lyrics, but I posted the screenshot. I said, any advice that Bryson Gray gave to help Kanye with writing this album in Tokyo, that was last year, was clearly ignored. Seriously disappointing. Vulgarity is one thing. Vultures is full of graphic sexual lyrics and swearing. It's gross, but blasphemy is never acceptable. And Bryson responded, he said, it seems like he's lashing out at Christians, honestly. He's demonic now, and it is what it is. He's the complete opposite of the person that I was with. And he invited Bryson out to Tokyo to help him write this album and avoid having any sexual lyrics, any swearing, and make it an album that stood for, I guess, what his principles were at the time. But I guess since then, and it's only been a matter of months, he totally flipped. And I read through all of the lyrics on this album. I didn't listen to the whole thing. I'm sure musically it's what you'd expect from Kanye. He's good at making music, but the lyrics are full of sexual stuff, swearing, and blasphemy. But yeah, he says, I'm the new Jesus, bitch. I turn water to Christ.
Well, I mean, I guess right now the big part is that he feels very ostracized and he feels very persecuted, which is where he's drawing that comparison.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, it's difficult to interpret anything from him at this point. Colonel Kurtz also tagged both of us in this screenshot from his Instagram where he's wearing an Alexander McQueen Jesus mask on his face. And people in the comments are very confused. One said, are you Christian or not? This is ridiculous. Respect Jesus Christ. Another, not sure whether this is promoting or dissing Jesus.
I will say that, like, when you take this a step back from, if you don't have like a lot of friends that are religious, it can feel very like a lot of people don't even want to enter that space because they feel like they're walking into a minefield where people are just going to judge everything that they do, especially around his music, right? Because he's tying his themes so succinctly to his religious beliefs of the past. So I just feel like for a lot of people, the natural instinct, and we talk about this when we talk about the people who, what was the term for it when they leave Hollywood or when they leave their small town? We had a term for it that we talked about that day. But the point is like, look, they push back on the church because they feel like any misstep will lead them to be,
is it
ostracized.
church hurt?
Church hurt.
Is Kanye church hurt?
I think that could be a big part of it.
Does he have religious trauma?
I think a lot of it is like when, like, it's kind of the same thing when people talk about the idea of like the, to be truly American, it's like when somebody tells you to do something, like, no, I don't want to. Like, I think that if people are very, very loud in your ear telling you have to live this way, you have to make your music this way, a strong-willed person is going to push back and isn't going to
understand that point of view, but at the same time, Kanye was inviting the help. He was inviting Bryson Gray to help him make this album something that affirms Christianity and Christian values.
It was a longer time ago, though, so my guess is that it just changed over the course of this.
It was only over the summer last year.
I mean, over a year? I thought he said it was over a year ago.
It was only in summer of 2023 that Bryson was with him in Tokyo writing this album. And that's such a short period of time to totally flip-flop. And we could speculate all day about this and what it really means, but I guess he converted to Christianity because he felt like he needed to reject everything Hollywood and everything degenerate. And now he's doing it again because he feels like there's more pressure from the Christians. Yeah. And then, as Shane was saying on Friday, now he's just going to rap about what he's expected to rap about, which is sex, drugs, partying, degeneracy.
He is doing that right now.
And then you'll be happy and you'll accept me back into the fold, and that has happened.
I don't even know if it's that like far. I don't even know if he's thinking that far ahead. I'd say like we've talked a lot about what him and his wife have been doing the last year while traveling, right? It seems like he's living the life that he's writing about right now. It's just he's doing it with his wife, and he's living a pretty promiscuous, fairly exhibitionist life right now.
Yeah,
so it reflects in his art.
It's very weird, and I'm a pretty big Kanye fan, and I find all this very confusing because I think one of it was a real cornerstone moment in culture when he was in the JRE podcast, and he was saying that like some of the greatest artists across history, like they speak about God. Yeah. And he was talking about how like the direction he wanted to take it, well, being in like Sunday Mass and like constructing a church where it would the sounds would reverberate so much that people will really feel like the vibration and the energy of the words, and that's like such high level thinking regardless of the fact of if you're a Christian or not, because in that sense he focused on his love for architecture, which I believe his new wife is an architect.
Yeah, she's an architect.
So you'd think they take it in that direction. However, it seems like a complete misdirection because now all the media attention is on his like sexual improprieties with his wife, which I find kind of annoying because a lot of it is about how they're walking around and she's scantily clad, and it becomes like another one of these issues where she's technically doing it, but like when women are at fault, like we take agency from them and we blame the man.
Yeah,
and it's one of these.
There was all sorts of articles that were like, "Is he controlling her?" I'm like,
yeah,
or she could just want to dress in next to nothing.
Correct. Right. So that's
she wants attention and fame, obviously.
There's a $20 one there from Bucky Ducky.
Just got here. Happy 100K. Let's give it up for Mary Dasovic and Brett archived 100K more. Let's go. Also, hi chat. Hope you're all having a time.
Brett archived doesn't have the same ring to it, unfortunately.
I don't think so.
It doesn't have the same
Archived isn't my last name, by the way.
What's funny is I saw somebody in the chat said he's not dude's not stable enough to be an icon. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't think you have to be stable to be an icon.
You almost have to be unstable to be an icon.
Okay, so people were making these jokes yesterday about Travis Kelce when he got off the bus to go to the game, and he's wearing this like flamboyant
super.
Okay, and I'm just like, dude thinks he's a rock star. Like they're
he
like,
wears sequins.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
chains.
It's the vax, and he's beta, and I'm like, dude's enormous, and he's a pro football player. He just thinks he's a celebrity. Celebrities dress ridiculous.
Well, he is that.
Yes,
he thinks he's that, and he is that. So
it just makes me laugh when people ascribe like some type of weird like their worldview onto it. I'm like, dude just thinks he's the like football players come into stadiums in crazy outfits all the time. It's like kind of reminds me of like if you played high school sports, you wore like a suit to wear like a suit to the game. Like before getting okay, so
for Travis Kelce, it's just a sequin jacket. Well, I think it's just ironic that the media is drawing all of these headlines from Kanye name dropping Taylor Swift in this song, because to the media, Taylor Swift is their god, and they're talking about him blaspheming against Taylor Swift instead of Jesus Christ. That's what I find ironic about this. It's all from this song Carnival that I'm seeing all of these headlines come out, because he compared himself to R. Kelly, to Bill Cosby, to P. Diddy.
He did not pick the most liked of people, of persecuted people. It is interesting recently, not to go off on a mini tangent, but Kevin Spacey's been invited to like a new to a convention. It's like his first time ever doing a convention appearance, and it's like when like I'm starting to wonder if like how many people actually know what's going on with Kevin Spacey. Like how far past the internet did all of the stuff surrounding him actually circulate? How many people like watched season 6 of House of Cards and were wondering like where the hell, like didn't know why he wasn't there anymore? Like I wonder about that. Like I bet you he goes to a convention, he still gets long lines for autographs.
So here's the thing about Kanye with me. There's this fake humbleness that's expected of like really talented people that drives me insane in a way.
Okay.
Where let's say just to not point anyone out, like let's say like the best whatever tennis player in the world, and he just blew some guy out. It's like, wow, you really kicked his ass, eh? And he's like, oh, it was a good match and whatever. It's just the game's just like that sometimes, and I kind of appreciate the guys that can walk the walk, kind of like him and Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
During his prime, with the champ does whatever the hell he wants, and so I think that's what I kind of liked about Kanye, because there is arrogance, but also he freaking rules.
Yeah.
But now it's to the point that it's to the point where it doesn't feel that much. It feels more like unrelenting narcissism.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes against his personal ethos and the ethos of his fans who really like him. That I think one of his most famous quotes is like, fans of Kanye West are fans of themselves. And so as a fan of Kanye West, looking into this and I guess with all that lore, I'm just so confused.
Yeah. But,
where are you going with this?
But it's not just this. Now there's also the music that's been sampled on this that has gotten him in trouble.
He's facing multiple complaints from artists that he sampled on Vultures. Ozzy Osbourne tweeted in all caps, Kanye West asked permission to sample a section of a 1983 live performance of Iron Man from the US festival without vocals, and was refused permission because he is an anti-Semite and has caused untold heartache to many. He went ahead and used the sample anyway at his album listening party last night. I want no association with this man. And also, he sampled Donna Summer, and her estate has made a statement about it. He used her song I Feel Love for his new album after being denied permission. The post says Kanye West asked permission to use Donna Summer's song I Feel Love. He was denied. He changed the words, had someone re-sing it, or used AI. But it's I Feel Love, copyright infringement. So he just asked permission multiple times, was denied permission, and used the samples anyway.
I do love that Ozzy Osbourne didn't say harm, he said heartache, and not he harmed them as if speech is violence. That's actually a fair distinguishment to make.
Sure.
But yeah, probably AI.
Yeah. But Ozzy Osbourne has also blasphemed in his musical career too. So I don't know. It's just double standards.
Yep. I don't know.
Again,
He's on a full path of destruction right now.
It's the same PR guys copying and pasting every single response and mildly altering it. That doesn't surprise me.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.